Daily forecast for Euro USD for Friday the 17th of October. This is the daily chart. The daily chart is bullish. We've had a break of market structure, after which there's been a pullback. We have bounced off from this demand zone with a lot of momentum. We can see 3 straight days of bullish candles. We have now come into this zone. Now, does this mark the end of the pullback? We cannot say for sure till we at least see a change of character which happens over here and an internal break of structure once we kind of take this out. But we do see a lot of momentum, so there's definitely some bullish price action that we're seeing over here. We're coming into this zone. You could expect some kind of a pullback or some retracement happening from this zone. We already see like a wick forming over here. So as far as the daily is concerned, overall structure is bullish. However, we are in the pullback. We're making a lower high, lower high, lower low. So we could, if this trend is to continue, then we could expect the reaction to come from here and we go down. That's as far as the daily is concerned. Moving on to the 4-hour. The 4-hour overall structure is bearish because we're playing the daily pullback. However, from here we are bouncing off with a lot of momentum. We have now come into this daily zone, and there's this more refined 4-hour block here, supply zone. So at a minimum, I would expect some kind of a reaction from here, some kind of a pullback that could happen to probably maybe this zone here. But given that we are in a lot of momentum that we're seeing as far as coming off from this zone is concerned, I would be a little skeptical about whether this trend is going to continue or not. However, if we just go by what we know that the H4 is bearish, and we can look for shorts because we've had quite a deep pullback, and now the trend could change. When will we be confident of taking short positions as far as the 4-hour is concerned? Well, we need to see a bare minimum change of character and probably breakdown of this candle, which would also be like an internal structure break. So once that happens, that's when I can look for shorts for this trend to continue. However, like I said, we're coming with a lot of momentum, so it might be that we turn bullish and the H4, we take this out, and if we take this out, then of course we will look for longs. On the business side of things, where we actually take trades looking at the M15, well, the M15 is bullish. We've had a break of structure here, and we've continued with a lot of momentum here. In fact, yesterday we were looking at playing the pullback on the M15 if we took out all these lows, but as you can see, we did not take out these lows. We kind of wicked it a little, but we didn't take it out. And the idea was to, if we have a break of structure or we take out these equal lows, then we can start looking for shorts and play the shorts. However, price kind of meandered up, and right now we are in this zone, this daily, and there's a refined 4-hour on top. We've also kind of, if you really look at it, there could have been some liquidity residing here and probably here, and we've already taken that out. You can see these wicks. It'll probably maybe dip into this zone and then continue. However, I think if you look at the M15, it's been quite an extended run that we're seeing over here, and I would expect a pullback to happen any minute now. And for me to get interested in shorts, of course, I'm not looking at longs at the moment because, while the M15 is favoring longs, but I do see that we are entering these supply zones here, a daily and a 4-hour. So I would expect some kind of a, reaction to happen from here. And I would be more interested in playing shorts. And for me, I would be really interested if we kind of, a bare minimum is the change of character that could happen here, and then if we take this candle out, then that would signify internal break of structure, and then once price kind of pulls up to some kind of a supply zone that would have formed, I would then look for shorts down over here. So there could be, some kind of a zone here, or, where we could start looking for shorts. So that's my take on how I would trade this. May the markets be with you. And of course, bear in mind that the markets don't have to agree with any kind of analysis that we perform. All the very best.